It's just like an ugly word. I kind of like it. Avuncular. Avuncular. Oh, this is a good one. I don't like this word, but I really like this word. Both. Balm. 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 Ointment used to soothe the skin. Balm. 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 When spoken aloud, this flashback to 6th grade. Alright. Having or resembling a bulb. Bloated. Some bulbous items. Dirt-caked vegetable roots. Your old Uncle Stan's nose. The bulging eyes of your slightly sketchy next-door neighbor. And everyone's favorite bulbous Pokemon Bulbasaur. The only redeeming item on this grossly bulbous list. This book is bullying. Pertaining to a bulb. Bulbasaur. Bulge. Bunion. Burp. Cacophony. I love this word, cacophony. 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 It's a discordant combination of sounds. Cacophony. 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 Cankle. Calculator. Cataract. Catheter. Caucus. I love this word too. Caucus, caucus, caucus. Caucus, a closed meeting involving members of the same political party during which they debate policy matters, select future candidates, and compare their favorite election memes. A mix between a cackle and a cough. This term needs to be abolished, along with male ponytails. No, I love male ponytails. And ketchup-flavored foods. Caucus, 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 caucus. Jork. 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 Jork earns the distinction of having two very different, yet equally terrible meanings. On one hand, it can refer to the combination of a chopstick and a fork, an invention made for the 96% of Americans who do not know how to use chopsticks. On the other hand, it can refer to the squishing sound your socks make when you walk around in waterlogged shoes. Jork. Jork, 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 jork. Chafe and chide as well on this page. This is supposed to be a drawing of Jonathan Van Ness. But I thought it was Charlie. Come on. Come on. The word is chunky. Chunky. Chunky is a word so vile, it can make even the most pleasant image sound disgusting. Let's try chunky flour. Sounds nice. Chunky chocolate milk. Chunky Jonathan Van Ness. I think they're saying like, because Jonathan Van Ness is such like a sunshine of a person. The word unk in the middle exoskeleton, eyeball. Oh yes, fester. To build up over time, often used in a reference to a bulging, infected wound or rapidly intensifying argument. There are only two ways that a festering can end: in the formation of pus or in an explosive disagreement over work schedules that results in a regretful breakup or a trip to the marriage counselor. One is gross, one is ugly, both are uncomfortable. On the same page we have flaccid and flatulence. Fantastic. Flesh and fungus. Ooh, the G words. Let's go. Globular. I like globular. It's like a globe having a spherical shape.